Back in New York, a bad day all the way around for fake news CNN and the lunatic fringe at MSDNC. Panic, disbelief at the far-left networks and, of course, all the mainstream media mob. Why? Donald Trump scored a major legal victory out of New York. Now, the state appeals court slashed his record-setting bond from the attorney general's bogus civil fraud case from an unprecedented $500 million to, well, $175 million. Still a very high number, but Trump is prepared to pay it with cash. Take a look.
We appreciate and respect the appellate division very much. And we will, I think, do very well in that whole thing. We have a judge who I believe is a crooked judge and a crooked attorney general. Absolutely crooked. We did nothing wrong at all, 100%. And that was proven, and everybody there said it was proven. All you have to do is read the legal scholars, and you see that it was proven. But we will continue with that, but we appreciate very much the decision of the appellate division. Thank you very much.
What's your collateral for the bond?
Cash.
By the way, this was a case about valuations. The worst valuation or the biggest abuse of a valuation, that came from the judge in this case, Engoron, who till this day sticks to and maintains that Mar-a-Lago is only worth $18 million. Not even close. As we have pointed out many times on this program, the Attorney General's dream of seizing Trump Tower and other Trump properties to cover his bond before an appeal, that is now dead. And the far-left zealots over at MSDNC, they are not taking it well. They might need, I don't know, some comfort food and comfort animals tomorrow. Take a look.
I mean, honestly, this is so infuriating, I don't even know what to do. I don't even know if I care what the process is that these judges are arriving at. Whatever it is, it's flawed. I can tell you that much. I mean, David put it well. This is a different process for this person. We have decided that he gets his own private court of justice. He has a private plane. He has private clubs that he lives in. This is an absolute travesty. It would not happen for anybody else. Anybody else, it would be like, sorry, buddy, you lost. Pay up. For him, he gets his own set of rules.
Donald Trump is facing dozens of criminal and civil charges, including some that have never been tried in a court of law. Many of these charges levied by his political opponents, DOJ, that is the weaponization of Joe Biden's DOJ. And during the height of a presidential campaign, wow, these are unprecedented times. Now, the state of New York was attempting to seize his business before he could even file an appeal. And according to MSDNC, he's receiving preferential treatment? Really? Okay. Yeah, it's preferential from their point of view. Meanwhile, over the weekend on fake news CNN, radical leftist Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said that America would be put at risk if the state of New York did not seize Donald Trump's assets. Take a look.
I think that what we are dealing with politically is the much larger and much more grave and serious pressure of having this judgment against Donald Trump and him being in this degree of debt and the financial pressures that he is under and what he is subject to do in order to obtain those assets. I actually think that there is risk in not seizing these assets and the open window that exists in him trying to secure these funds through other means.
Now, so far, the radical left's plan to derail Trump through lawfare, as we call it, is not going as expected. In the state of Georgia, anti-Trump DA Fani Willis was strongly rebuked by a Superior Court judge as a potential liar who exhibited unprofessional behavior in and out of court. Now, Fani Willis says she has done nothing wrong and is now vowing to fight on against Donald Trump. Quote, "The train is coming. Watch out." Take a look.
I don't feel like my reputation needs to be reclaimed. Let's say it for the record. I'm not embarrassed by anything I've done. I guess my greatest crime is I had a relationship with a man, but that's not something that I find embarrassing in any way. And I know that I have not done anything that's illegal. All while that was going on, we were writing responsive briefs. We were still doing the case in the way that it needed to be done. I don't feel like we've been slowed down at all. I do think that there are efforts to slow down this train, but the train is coming.
Vengeance is mine, saith Fonnie Willis. Now, amid all the chaos, the first criminal trial against Donald Trump, it now has a start date. That would be April the 15th. This is a highly unusual case out of New York. You might recall that Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg used what was a bizarre, unprecedented legal mechanism, never really fully explained it. He did it to override the statute of limitations and upcharge certain misdemeanors as felonies, all related to how certain Trump Organization documents were labeled. It sounds convoluted because it is. Now, the case is so far-fetched that even federal prosecutors under Biden, they declined to bring charges. And their lead witness not exactly have much credibility when it comes to the issue of truth. But that's where we are as a country. Anti-Trump prosecutors, they want to cook up their charges in far-left radical districts, venues where Donald Trump likely can't get a fair trial, and they want to use our system of justice as a political weapon, in this case against the Republican presidential candidate. And despite tremendous abuse of power, Donald Trump is the Republican nominee. He's now leading in the polls.